MG Show, where everything is so shiny.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Wow. Just want to say hello, YouTube. How are you? And this is our face, Shady Groove. Welcome to the show. My partner, Justice Shady Groove, is here. This is the first time our faces are ever being shown on YouTube after 5 years of suspension, Shady.
Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MG Show. And the MG Show now back on YouTube after 5 years of censorship of a show that's tried to stand in the way and to show you what was actually going on in the world. And we are back on YouTube as of Halloween, Jeff. They gave it back
Halloween night. So 7/22 on Halloween night, 10/31/2025. I started getting these emails. Your video is censored. It's got copyright. You can't monetize. You can't do this. You can't do that. Very interesting. So it came back, guys. And I kind of want to just Shady Groove, like, ladies and gentlemen and patriots, I'm going to just read this because I wrote something down and I want to read this for YouTube and you guys, okay?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots and truth seekers, thank you for joining us today in this moment of a hard-fought victory, guys. 5 years ago, on October 16th, 2020, just 2 days after the explosive Hunter Biden laptop story broke, big tech came for us. YouTube, in a blatant act of censorship, surgically removed the In the Matrix channel along with dozens of other independent voices daring to question the narrative. We were labeled as misinformation for simply sharing facts that threatened the establishment's narrative. We were labeled misinformation targeted by smears from Media Matters and even fake MAGA, okay? Who agree with Media Matters, which is weird. Silenced by algorithms designed to protect the elite, I watched as our daily broadcast, our lifeline to you, was erased overnight. It wasn't just a ban, it was an assault on free speech, a deliberate bid to blind the American people right before the election. Just after this happened, on October 17th, 2020, Q posted, quote, "Do you believe it was coincidence? Surgical removal of YouTube accounts occurred the same day as Hunter drop? Welcome to the digital battlefield." He called it exactly what it was. A coordinated strike on the digital front lines. We fought back in the courts, built a new home on rumble.com/MG Show, Red State Talk Radio, and other platforms, and refused to bow. But the wound was deep. 1,825 days of exile from the world's largest video stage, YouTube. 1,825 days, guys. They banned us. Today, on November 3rd, 11.3, 2025, 5 years to the day that the dark hour was celebrated a resounding triumph, YouTube has admitted their error. They reinstated the In the Matrix channel, and it's youtube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's. Acknowledging the wrongful takedown. This isn't mercy. It's justice delayed but not denied. It is proof that persistence pays, that the digital battlefield favors the bold. We're back, stronger, uncensored, and ready to flood the feeds with unfiltered truth once more. To every one of you who subscribed on our alternate platforms, who shared our clips in the shadows, who amplified our voice when the gatekeepers tried to mute it, thank you. You are the real resistance. And to those still behind the curtain, the Matrix is cracking. Wake up. Subscribe now at youtube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's. Hit the bell. Join the show, because in the words of Q, that choice to know will be yours. The storm is here. Let's ride it together. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Shady.
Thank you for that statement, because I agree 100% with that statement. And I appreciate everybody that has been here, and I appreciate everybody that has decided that you're going to go onto some other platform to find us whenever our voices here were taken. The two of us are American citizens. The two of us are two human beings that picked up a microphone because we wanted to talk to you about the things that we saw going on, independent of anything else. The two of us were participating in a large group of people who looked to us that were doing the same thing. Unfortunately, now we have arrived at a point of where we have now gotten Donald Trump elected again to the presidency in 2024, and you can clearly see that the battlefield has changed. And as we talk to you, you're going to understand a lot of different things about a lot of different people that you didn't understand, and we want you to be open-minded to recognize the significance of the things that we're discussing, because there is nobody else out there. And I believe this to my heart. The reason this show was censored is because there was nobody else out there that was uncontrolled by the network but us. And we brought a message for the last 5 years that no one else is willing to bring you. We cut through the psychological operations. We found the heart of the psychological operations, and we are currently able to point out what's happening on X and other platforms that you have never seen before. Well, what you're seeing go on those platforms is what we saw go on another platform where someone was posting a few years ago.
Yeah.
The same thing. And we can help you navigate it. Thank you so much for YouTube correcting their error. And thank you so much to anybody that it's out there. And I'd like to just say to all of you, the truth is learned, it's never told. The truth can only be learned by you. And what we do here is very, very simple. We listen to everyone. We read everything. And we believe nothing that we cannot prove with our own independent research. Two human beings sitting right here in front of you. Nobody else. The people that are responsible for us staying on the air are the subscribers and the members on our Rumble channel. These are the people that helped us survive for the last 5 years when YouTube took voices of two American human beings. We were not Russian bots. We were not anything other than two people trying to explain what's going on in the world. We were not hurting anybody. We were not saying things that were hateful. And as a matter of fact, what you're seeing right now on the internet world is some pretty hateful stuff. And what we're going to be showing you over the course of the next little while is going to be pretty astounding, just to let you see that part.
Yeah, and so somebody's asking, are you going to be able to be monetized again on YouTube? Well, we need 3,000 hours of viewed material on YouTube. So if you're on Rumble, Rumble Premium will stay on Rumble. Okay, Rumble is where, we are monetized right now, and we love Rumble for that. And, but if you could open up both browsers and watch Rumble and then maybe mute YouTube or whatever and interact, we really appreciate that. Because the hours, I don't think, are going from old videos, because I've got 0 hours, and I saw some people like DQ was watching some old videos and some other people as well. because it must be from when we're reinstated to going forward. So all of our content was restored on YouTube as well, which is very amazing. There were some Q Lounge lives that were removed in MG shows. There was a few things, but in overall 450 some odd videos. Now that is our journey, okay, where we supported people that we don't support today. Okay. And we will, we'll talk about that later. But, what's really important right now is that we are actually back on the best video platform aside from Rumble. We'll just, Rumble, we love you. But we were gone for 5 years, 1,825 days, Shady.
I'd also like to take this moment to invite you over to Truth for Freedom. Truth for Freedom on YouTube is also back. And that channel, unfortunately, has almost no content left. They removed almost every single one of my broadcasts. Whenever the channel came back up, there were 3, maybe 4 broadcasts that were remaining. I know that a lot of that has to do with some of the stuff and the content. Excuse me. The content that I played would have clips from television shows. Some of it would have videos from YouTube that are no longer allowed to play like regular music on YouTube. So some of that stuff has been brought down, but the reality of the situation is they have admitted they have admitted that they censored us without cause because they restored the channel without us having to do anything to get it back, guys. I just want to make that clear to everyone. We did not attack the community. We did not post or publish hateful content. We did not publish violent content. None of the different things that were claimed by Media Matters and a number of other publications after we went off the air that said that we did those things. We did not. And we've also not done a lot of other things that people are accusing us of. And we're also willing to talk to you if you've heard whatever you've heard about something that we've done. I almost guarantee you it's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wrap-up smear.
It's a wrap-up.
And it's weird, Media Matters. So Hillary Clinton put me out on a list on 2/22/2019, okay, of people she wanted off Twitter. Then all these fake MAGA people were inserted into your movement, our movement, okay, that was growing. And they did a lot of fake decodes and screwed your mind up. And I'm going to just tell you, your mind was screwed up by a lot of these fake decodes. Now, a lot of our stuff that's here, we went through these PsyOps together. I always waited to see how the latest PsyOp was. We've always been PsyOp busters. But, you're going to see, I'm going to leave up all the videos on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's, all one word, in the matrix with 3 X's. Yep. And it's all going to be there because that's part of our journey. People are like, why don't you take these pictures down off your website? Because it's part of our journey.
Yep.
Because we truly are whistleblowers. My account was in a Q post with Hillary Clinton wanting to take me down. Okay. Then you've got people in MAGA wanting to take me down.
Yep.
Are they like Hillary Clinton? Are they real?
Nope.
I'm going to say no.
They're Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They're the network.
And
They're
others.
The network that the network that we were shown to look at.
Yeah. It's in the Matrix. Yes, one word. In the Matrix with 3 X's. Correct, Bronwyn on Rumble. But I want to say hello to Vicky out there. Sauna's out there. Bill's out there. Sandy's out there in YouTube land. Effectual. Hey, what's up, brother? Poussant has her wrench. Thank you, Poussant, for moderating over there as well. What Yeti's got his wrench. So what do you think? This is the first time. Hi, YouTube. These are our faces for radio.
This is what we look like.
This is what
Sorry
we look
about
like.
That. We apologize. I apologize.
Apologize in advance, guys.
Exactly.
And right now we've got 148 watching right on YouTube right now, guys. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. And on we've got 547 on Rumble. So that'll grow as our show grows. That usually goes up into the thousands.
Well,
Go ahead.
I would like to say that what we've done is we've effectively separated ourselves from the rest of the quote unquote alt-right media, because the rest of the alt-right media are not properly following what the accomplishments of Donald Trump are. Instead, they've decided to turn their weapons against him. And I know that a number of you are seeing what I'm talking about. They are attacking Donald Trump over the Epstein files. They are attacking Donald Trump over his collaborations in Israel. And he's trying to make, it's interesting, Jeff, because effectively what they are is they are upset at President Trump because he is creating peace. because he actually wants peace through strength. You know, the first part of peace through strength is the peace part. We want peace on the world stage. And he is actually trying to engineer peace. And I believe that's the reason that a lot of these people that you see attacking him on a few of these fronts are currently doing that, because he really is actually going to, if you have chaos, you have better control. If you have peace, then people can be in control of their future.
17 Patriots for Truth says, good Monday morning, MG show, $47 Rumble Rant. Thank you so much for that. Again, we're not monetized yet on YouTube. Hopefully we'll get that soon. We'll see how that goes, right, Shady?
We're going to see how this all goes. Right now, it's a little dicey.
And just want to do this. This could be a pesky Q-proof regarding our YouTube channel. Do you believe it was coincidence surgical removal of YouTube accounts occurred the same day as Hunter drop? Welcome to the digital battlefield. On 10/14, the Hunter Biden laptop drop, that refers to that New York Post publication story. On 10/16/2020, YouTube took our channel down. YouTube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's. On 10/17/2020, do you believe that it was a coincidence surgical removal? Okay, same day Hunter drop. On 10/4/2024, YouTube's admission of wrongful YouTube channel removals. On 10/23/25, YouTube announced a new program allowing creators banned for COVID-19 or election misinformation, which is exactly what we said, because we were asking, according to Media Matters, because we didn't get the official results from YouTube. Media Matters said, because we were questioning that thing that was in Joe Biden's arm, because we have our eyes and we can see stuff. We were questioning that because that's what Americans should do. We got banned for that, Shady. So we applied for reinstatement, but we might have had to do some other things as well. On 10/31/2025, we got our channel back. That's what it looks like on the app, guys. Please go over there and subscribe. YouTube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's. Wow. Amazing.
It's amazing that they've admitted guilt. It's what's amazing.
Yeah. Rudy Rooster, 10 subscriptions. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. For that X post, I'm going to go ahead and post it in both chats over here. If you guys are on X, I did get my Twitter back after 803 days, and it only took 1,825 to get our YouTube back, Shady.
I know. I think mine came back after like 480 days or 560 days or something. It was 2 years, right at 2 years on mine.
Yeah. They've blocked and left running just enough channels so they'd steer just audience for their needs. I don't know what that means, Ghislaine. I have no idea what you don't even understand. I mean, type proper English if you can, if you want us to, address anything that you want to be addressed, we'll address it, because we have the facts, guys. I open X and what do I see? All I see is Kash Patel's plane.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing. And it's Kyle Seraphin, who worked for Comey. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now he's on Alex Jones. I mean, it's just blowing up, guys. And it's ridiculous. And people don't realize that there is actually, a mandate by Congress for the FBI director fly on a government plane. That government plane not only it's not only FBI, it could be Pam flying on it, guys. It is a government-owned DOJ FBI plane, okay?
So let me give a real quick explanation, because maybe not everybody.
I was going to go ahead and do that too.
Okay, all right, great.
And then you can do it too, because I got the actual facts and the sauce here. So to your point, this is a Kash Patel's plane.
Kash Patel flew his plane to see his girlfriend.
Right? Is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
FBI directors are required use travelers under federal regulations, meaning they are mandated by Congress to travel on a government plane, even on personal travel. Here's the link, okay, for required use travels, okay? It's all right here, okay? It's on the Code of Federal Regulations in the National Archives right here, okay? And then on a personal travel, the director pays a reimbursement in advance, strictly following the Office of the OMB. So this shows you how the cost of materials, they pay it back, okay? If he uses it for any personal reason, he pays it back. What's so wrong with that, Shady?
There's nothing wrong with that.
So why is everybody worried about it?
So I want to give the broad view so everybody can start getting, like, if you're involved, if you're out there, if you're on X, I'd like to make a call to you to come and help defend Kash Patel and what he's currently doing. And I'm going to tell you why you should be defending him instead of like attacking him like all these people are attacking. Number one, Kyle Seraphin ex-FBI guy. The reason that he's so butthurt is because he applied to go into the FBI and they rejected him. They said, no, you're not getting back in there. Dan and Kash both rejected him. That's the reason that he's doing this. Not to mention the idea that Kyle is attacking Kash Patel after Kash took him in during, I think it was like 2022 or whatever, whenever he was like thrown out of the FBI, and gave him funding to help him like become a whistleblower that he is. But what Kash is doing, Jeff, that's so amazing. If Comey or Ray wanted to like go, like say, let's say Jim Comey wanted to go get on that exact same plane that they've got to fly on, the FBI director and the attorney general have to fly this plane no matter where they go. What he would do is he would force them to bring the plane to the airport there in DC. And then they would have to open a terminal so that Comey could walk through the front door of the airport like he's going to get on a regular plane in an airport, go to that terminal, and him and the people that were with him would be the only people going to that terminal that would go there, and they would have to have a flight attendant and another person there, and then they would have to have the equipment there to get the plane ready, and then the plane would have to take a spot on the runway to take off with them, and then it would come back to there. Also landing in any major city airport, that same scenario applied. What Kash Patel is doing is he is driving himself to the airfield in Washington, and then getting on the plane and flying the plane to whatever city he's going to and landing in that city at the airfield in that city, and having his people meet him there and doing the business that he has in whatever city he's going to there. So effectively, a trip that would cost Comey FBI or Christopher Wray's FBI $1.3 or $1.5 million for him to go on that flight, Kash Patel is doing it for like less than half that amount every time he uses the plane. Less than half. So this is the way that Kash Patel is not actually doing the things that they're saying he's doing, and they're trying to engineer this PsyOp, acting like he's being he's just gallivanting around the world. Meanwhile, Jeff, we've had 4 different terrorist attacks that have been stopped before they started, which you've never seen before from any FBI.
Yeah. And, Kash Patel just did a raid on the mafia. We're going after the cartel. We're purging them out, with ICE and Homeland Security and getting these people from the mental institutions and all these other places out of our country. Do you think that this guy is putting Kash Patel and his life in danger?
I do.
Interesting.
I do, and I don't think they should be able to track the plane. Like he's all butthurt because they've taken away the ability for the public to track that plane. And I personally,
that's actually not true. But
I thought it was
only on FlightAware. But there's other ways, because I heard Kyle talking about. There's other ways I can do it. Yeah.
Okay, so it was just off FlightAware. So even that's so even that is like just. So that's just a virtue signal.
Yeah. Because
he was acting like that was the reason at one point.
Well, it might be, I don't know, but these people are just lying. They're lying about. So here's another lie, and let's debunk another Kyle Seraphin. Now he's on Alex Jones yesterday saying that Kash Patel flew to Mar-a-Lago to get yelled at by Trump. How does he know that? He doesn't.
Making it up, just like Alex Jones does. You kind of just say things and you just see if they'll stick.
These are what you call psychological operations, YouTube.
Correct.
Okay. And we're trying to bust them. So Kyle Seraphin says, did you tell her that you would post strong words this morning after you flew to Nashville last night? What is China? Donald Trump's pick for told senators he has no plans to divest shares. Okay. So he's using Wired. Okay. And now let's also let you guys know that not only is, so the people that are doing this, Will Summers from the Daily Beast agrees with Kyle. Ron Fipolowski or whatever his name is agrees with Kyle. All Fake MAGA agrees with Kyle Seraphin. This is the left. He's the left. Okay. So let's talk about what Kyle says. This is another one of his narratives debunked, guys, right here. Kyle and the Swamp screams over legal disclosed OGE cleared Shine RSUs. Okay. During, earned pre-nomination, 1 to 5 million vested fair and square for consulting, recusal, it's locked in, 0 laws were broken. The same haters clutching pearls now cheered when Biden's crew cashed Chinese checks. Kash is draining the real swamp. The HQ bloat slashed field agents, empowered, crime focus restored, keep triggering the deep state boss. That's what I say to this was all cleared. There is no laws broken. There's no laws broken anywhere. These are just narratives to make you not like Kash Patel. Who wants Kash Patel or Dan Bongino's spot? Do you think Kyle Seraphin wants his job back? But he was fired. Do you think there's other people in other networks, and we're not going to say the name of the other networks, that wanted to be the vice president, that wanted to be the DNI, that wanted to be the FBI that wanted to be the CIA head? We know that they are butthurt because they're not in Trump's second administration. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And also they don't, it's not only that they're not part of it, but they don't have any contact with it. It looks to us as if that Susie Wiles and the team have sealed off the cabinet, and there's no leaks coming out of them. So all of this stuff that these people are generating are like conjured up, like they're sitting in a room together somewhere and they're like, oh, what can we come up with to like generate a story? And then they start like saying all this stuff like, oh, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are fighting one another, and Dan Bongino is going to be out in 3 days. That was like 2-3 months ago. Dan Bongino is still the deputy director. He didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, so both those narratives are busted, and all these people are listening to Alex Jones. Okay, remember who is so they're saying, so also Kyle says that Alexa Wilkins, Kash Patel's girlfriend, who is wonderful, by the way, is a Mossad agent because somebody at PragerU worked at Mossad, allegedly. So that means that she does. No, that's not how it works. That is a loose connection, and it's a wrap-up smear full of garbage.
That was perpetuated in part by Kyle Seraphin.
Yeah. And if you guys don't like what I'm saying, prove me wrong. And you prove that she's Mossad. You can't. Oh, because somebody worked there? That she worked for PragerU for a minute? That means that she is? You're dumb. So if I go to a Shell gas station, does that mean I'm Shell, Shady?
No. And that's no. But that's the same thing they did with us. That's the same thing they did with us. Because we went and spoke somewhere, we became that. You see, that is, and the same thing is going on with the religious conversation right now. If you somehow don't agree with them that the J people are bad, then all of a sudden you are make Israel great again.
They're asking me how much do I get? 7,000 a post. Are you Jewish?
What are they
no, because I don't agree with your narrative.
That's the military PSYOP. The PSYOP saying that you're getting $7,000 a post from Israel is the same people that brought you devolution. How'd that work out?
Mm-hmm.
Are the same people that brought you the 107s of the world.
Wow. All I got to say is we support this guy right here. Let's just play it real quick, Shitty.
Yeah, let's bring him in right now.
You guys are the best. I love being on your program.
Yeah, let's bring him in.
Yeah, we love you being on our program, too.
We really did.
Yeah, you missed a lot in 5 years if you guys were waiting for us to come back for 1,825 days. We've had a really... we were embedded into the psychological operations. We believed them for a while until we woke up to it.
I think that's the reason that they acted the way that they did the whole time. Like the whole thing that they did with you and we, the media, and not inviting me into the group because they understood that they couldn't control us. They understood that we weren't part of whatever ilk they were. And now we're understanding that there's really kind of nobody out there that's getting Donald Trump right. The only people that are really getting Donald Trump right are the people that are actually watching what Donald Trump does and understand what he does, that aren't paying any attention to X. And like almost nobody on social media is, because everybody on social media is foaming at the mouth over Israel or Charlie Kirk or Epstein.
Yeah. And I'm tired of all that too. And now there's people on my Facebook feed saying that Erica Kirk hugged Charlie Kirk, and now that they're having an affair. And they got a meme of JD Vance and standing on the coffin of Charlie Kirk. How disrespectful. How is that any different than the stupid narratives around Charlie Kirk's death? How is that any different? People that got fired that said, I'm whatever. Oh my God, Shady. It's so disrespectful.
But isn't it perfect? Isn't it perfect whenever we say the left can't meme?
Yeah.
Because look what they're doing. They're not making a good point. A meme is only a good meme if it's honest. So the reason that the Democrats and the left can't meme is because they don't know what the truth is. So right now you've got this whole example of a bunch of people that seemingly, if they make bad memes, that means they don't know what the truth is.
Spooky. Yes, I meant JD Vance. Sorry about that, not Charlie. But
I was getting ready to
hugging JD Vance on top of Charlie Kirk's coffin. How disrespectful. And saying that they're having an affair. And then you see another picture of her actually hugging a female doing the same thing. Maybe that's just how she hugs people, and people that are actually giving her grace and helping her mourn. And maybe that's how you hug people, guys.
Does it? It's not. Why are we even judging it? Like, look at the way that people.
Erica hugged JD. Yes.
Social media has a lot to do with the idea of this. Basically, what they're doing, the operation is take something that's pretty normal and just pretend like you're seeing something, and then make a story about it, and then go out and you once you click it from these big accounts, then they all start clicking it. I mean, the garbage, the literal garbage coming out of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson is unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's happening, and that's just really started to happen within the last few months. And then we got Marjorie Taylor Greene out there on Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, and she's going on live on The View,
throwing MAGA under the bus on Bill Maher, no less. She wants to be, Hollywood.
Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm going to show you. I'll show you exactly what I mean now, guys, because it was disgusting. This is it. I just unfriended this person. The reason is that it's absolutely disgusting they're doing to Mrs. Kirk. There's no difference than celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. These people are sick. Look at this.
I have not seen that.
Look at this.
God, bro.
Look at this. How dare you, man?
Death cult.
It's a death cult.
They enjoy it.
Yeah. Charlie did not like Candace.
Man, how is that even real?
I know. And this was somebody that I was actually, we were following each other and, friends, on Facebook. I don't know him personally, but I would never put something like that out. It's disgusting.
Well, you know what I saw? What I saw the other day, whenever they had the event that they did there at the Turning Point, whenever you had JD Vance, a couple of things, but the main thing that I saw was that the American youth, there were 50% of that university wanted to go to that Charlie Kirk event or to the TP USA event. 50% of the university wanted to attend. If you would go back, let's take it back to when we were young, man, in the late 90s. You think you could get 50% of a university to show up for a conservative speaker of any type? I mean, we know they wouldn't show up for John Bolton, but they wouldn't show up for anybody. Nobody would pay attention to because what the Republicans were spouting was warmongering. Like, all we heard whenever I was young from the news was Republicans warmongering. Okay. Until after the Clinton era, then you start to realize, oh my God, they're all warmongering the same exact way. It's not like the Republicans doing it more than the Democrats. The Democrats were just hiding it in a different way and virtue signaling harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a uniparty.
It really is. And I'm not part of that uniparty. I'm not part of those people. Yeah. We are MAGA, guys. And
not America first.
And there is a difference too. They're all going America first. And really, Trump is make America great again, guys. And those people that you're watching, or maybe not you, but the people that are watching the people that are sliding against Trump, they act like they like him, and then they go against them. Act like they like him, go against them. It's a way of mind controlling people, guys. They've got people's heads so messed up, man.
They'll literally say something like, Candace Owens will come out and she'll say all of this crap, and then 2 weeks later she'll look right into that microphone or into that camera and microphone and say she never said it. The same thing are going on with other people in the network. They're doing things and pretending like they aren't doing exactly what they did, and there's something wrong with you if you happen to notice.
Yeah. D Miles USN, thank you so much. Keep on keeping on. That's a $20 Rumble rant. Appreciate that. We really appreciate that. Eddie Mike back on YouTube is 47 in production. Just saying. Nice. Thank you, Eddie Mike. $47 Rumble rant. No, Mark Hulk, there's more than 14 thumbs up. You just got to refresh, I believe, on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube and Rumble, both $17 from Rudy Rooster. Thank you, Rudy, man. Appreciate you. So let's go into some things, because the illegal spy campaign by Barack Hussein Obama, upstream collection went far beyond that of 45's transition team. Obama, Brennan, lead plus foreign assist. This is a matter of national security. And that is from a post. Okay.
Yes.
And then let's watch Brennan melt down because he knows what's coming, Shady.
This is crazy.
Wow. I was at the DNI when the first ICA was released regarding cyber influence on the 2016 election. I was there. I was working in the NIM. I read it. I also was involved in setting up the principals committee meeting that took place in December that resulted in President Obama directing a more fulsome, because I understand the difference between a cyber ICA and a total whole of government ICA intelligence collection on Russian involvement or influence in the election. And I noticed immediately in the ICA, the second ICA, because I had access to the classified ICA, that there were statements in that ICA that were not supported with the sourcing that was associated to the ICA, specifically that that Putin had directed the action and that Putin had, that the Russians were actively trying to support President Trump instead of just sow chaos.
Your question.
My question. There was an email that went around from General Clapper, to yourself and Hayden. I'm sorry, not Hayden. That's right. Yourself and Comey, etc. That basically said we all got to get on board with this, otherwise it isn't going to work, basically. And I think that email puts everybody in the crosshairs. I would like to hear what your justification was for supporting the dossier that was known to be false, being used as source material in the second ICA.
I don't know who put you up to this.
Nobody put me up to this, sir. I'm here on my own.
What role you played or who you are, but it's a bunch of bullshit that you just passed on.
The emails are clear, sir.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear. The second question.
No, I think we're going to go.
Look,
we can talk about it. Talk about it in the reception.
Russian disinformation.
No, we didn't say that.
No,
Get your facts
You
straight.
said it was likely Russian disinformation.
No, we did not. We said
Yes,
it.
you did.
No.
In that memo,
Read the
says
letter.
that
I'm
you
ignoring.
signed.
Okay.
And I just I don't get to get uninvited. To be after hours.
No,
you're done.
Come on. All right, we're going to go over here.
This is disinformation.
Let's go over here for a question.
This is disinformation.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Over here.
No, it's not disinformation. It's true. And you will be indicted out maybe this week, Shady.
Man, listen, and the reason that this is what's been revealed for the people that may be new to what's going on here. The Presidential Daily Brief, okay? Our favorite poster on the internet explained to us exactly what the Presidential Daily Brief was. And the reason that we know that he's guilty as he can be of this stuff is because they changed it. They changed the brief. The brief came out earlier in the month, and Obama wasn't happy with it. He was like, "That's no good. That doesn't connect. This doesn't connect Trump. This is how I think it went down. That doesn't connect him to Russia at all. We have to connect him to Russia. That's how it goes down chain." And then these guys work to do that. That's what it was. That's how it happened, and it's on paper because the brief came back later, worded differently.
Yeah,
it was changed. It's a fact.
So Dan Scavino then posted this. Brennan knew what was going on. He is a traitor, TikTok. And then this is Thomas Special, who actually is the one that did that. After the conference on Thursday, he confronted former CIA Director Brennan regarding his signing of the 51 intelligence officers memo, knowing that the Hunter Biden laptop was real and not Russian disinfo. Check it out.
On the Hunter Biden laptop. Why say it? Because and you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation. We said it was Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence operations. No, you don't know that. Yes, Comey knew. Comey knew.
The literature said it had all the hallmarks.
Wow.
On the Hunter Biden laptop. Why say it? Because and you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation.
Look at
Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence operations. No, you don't know that. Yes, Comey knew. Comey knew.
The literature said it had all.
So they made it Russian influence foreign influence operations. That's how they got the spy and the FISAs, Shady.
Yes, that was the wording. So that's what he's doing right there. He's like he's really dug in on the particulars, isn't he? Why is he so dug in on the particulars? Because he understands the way they tried to frame it. He was trying to frame it in a way that it would be outside of any purview for him to be held to account for the way that he framed it. That's the reason that he said it the specific way. That's the reason he's so aggravated. You would think that he would say, "Oh, well, we were wrong because it wasn't a Russian operation of any kind. And we know now for 100% for sure that was Hunter's laptop. It's not Russian disinformation. Nothing was planted on that laptop that didn't belong to him. So he should just not be animated at all and say, yeah, we were wrong."
You know, you remember that movie 3 O'Clock High when the guy's like doing this and he takes the finger and breaks it and then smashes him? That's what, I was hoping that I was going to see that.
Like, what gives you the right to come at me like that, dude?
Right? Right. But we don't, encourage any of that. So check this out. Such an operation would be consistent with Russian objectives as outlined publicly and recently by the intelligence community to create political chaos in the United States and to deepen political divisions here, but also to undermine the candidacy of former Vice President Biden and thereby help the candidacy of President Trump. For the Russians at this point, with Trump down in the polls, there is an incentive for Moscow to pull out the stops to do anything possible to help Trump win and or weaken Biden should he win. A laptop op fits the bill, as the publication of the emails are clearly designed to discredit Biden, is what this is part of, this post right here with Scavino. Boom. Brennan knew what was going on. Wow.
And we're going to see him defend his position in court. He is right, and he will be exonerated.
Yeah. 17, okay, 31 for that special day, 1031. Congratulations, DQ. Thank you so much. $31 Rumble Rant. Really appreciate that. Thank you. But, the fake MAGA and the leftist snowflakes, wrapping up, this segment, we got Brennan coming up. Brennan is in a lot of posts, guys, and we can go over those if you want. But, remember James Brennan treason, James Comey treason. James Comey's already indicted. So people are saying, we're not seeing arrests. You're seeing arrests. An indictment means that these people are arrested, okay? They go in, they surrender themselves, they go to court, they plead guilty or not guilty. That is part of the process, and everything must be done correct to the letter of the law. That's how we roll, guys. You can't just run around arresting people without a grand jury, without evidence, without the process, guys.
So I'd like to just go into just a little bit of an explanation here real quick to make you understand why this is so important. Law and order. Okay. Why is law and order so important? And what, okay, let's take it back a little bit. You look at the history of America. Back in the day, they called them the revenuers, the people that would come out and try to find out where your still was in the woods, right? Law and order. You're not allowed to cook moonshine in the woods. Law and order. There's rules. You're not allowed because of degradation and licensing and alcohol sales and stuff. You're not allowed to sell alcohol. So there's a push and pull between the authorities and the people, especially back east, trying to evade the law and order, right? That's not anarchy. And I want to make a distinction here. There's a difference. There's a clear difference between someone that's trying to, make a little moonshine in the woods and someone that's trying to generate anarchy, okay? And so to be on the side against law and order, you can understand on some level to say, okay, well, you've got to do your stuff right. You've got to read me my rights. You've got to say the stuff. You got to make sure that I'm doing something. I am innocent until proven guilty. Everything built by the Constitution in America is built to protect you from the impending process of law and order. If you're innocent, then that process averts you. That's the intention of it, okay? And so what we have to understand is law and order. The reason law and order is so important is because law and order took the place of a king. And these people that keep saying no kings, think about think about what they're actually saying, because they're actually saying to you no law and order, because the law and order essentially became your king when the Constitution was written. We are loyal to law and order. We are believers in the process. We are innocent until we are proven guilty. So we believe in law and order because law and order is a king in our world. They say no kings. That means that they are advocating for anarchy. And all of this stuff that we have uncovered about Arabella advisors and the billionaires, and we're going to be probably uploading this content to the YouTube channel soon, will give you an insight into what it was that was being talked about and how their whole mission isn't to make all of these different social issues important to you. Their whole issue is to undermine law and order anywhere that they can get a financial hold into a district where they can put in a bad prosecutor or a bad attorney general or a bad judge or somebody that's on the police force that's corrupt. That's what their initiation is. And I really do honestly believe, Jeff, what you were saying is very important, because to get to these people, you don't just go to the top. You go to the bottom and you work your way up. And that's the way real investigations work.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, they're calling them the No Kings protests. And now that their EBTs are done, feed me, daddy.
That's perfect. That's perfectly said. It's the perfect optic, too. Like, how does that optic happen in this moment? Like, so perfectly.
God. Feed me, daddy.
Can I have some more?
Yeah. It's so crazy, guys. Wow. So we got a lot going on here on the MG show. There's so much news going out, Shady Groove. I mean, it's absolutely insane what's going on around here. Let me just go ahead and make sure I understand. Let me get my videos here.
Did we lose? Where you at, Yeti?
We're going to go. What? I don't hear him.
He's got, there you go. Yeti's like paying attention to the chat or something. He's letting you talk, and I just noticed I was on the screen.
Oh, so this is President Trump gaggles on Air Force One on November 2nd, yesterday, as he's returning from the White House. Check it out.
Are you guys getting tired of winning yet?
How are you? You had a nice weekend? Everyone good? Good. I guess we're doing 60 Minutes tonight, but I'm not sure we're going to be in the plane. We may be midstream, we'll see. But I think they did a good job. We'll let you know. We'll see how they cut it. So, do you have any questions?
On Nigeria, just wanted to ask you, do you envisage US boots on the ground?
Could be. I mean, a lot of things I envisage, a lot of things. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world, very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Mr. President, what's going on with Russian assets, would you say? Are you going to use those as a negotiating tool? What's Europe saying on the frozen Russian assets? So what are you planning to do?
This is a totally different question than Nigeria,
yes,
right?
Different.
That was quite a turn. I'm not doing that. What happens is, I guess Europe and Russia are having discussions. I'm not involved in those discussions.
Will your administration provide Ukraine long-range Tomahawk missiles? Is that something that you're not considering that?
No, not really.
Is it something that is on Friday?
Could happen. I could change, but at this moment, I'm not.
What would be the final straw for you that Putin is really not ready to end?
What?
What would be the final straw for you that Putin is really not ready to end this war?
There's no final straw. Sometimes you have to let it fight out. They're fighting it out. It's been a tough war for Putin. He's lost a lot of soldiers, maybe 1 million. That's a lot of soldiers. And it's been tough for Ukraine. It's been tough for both. Sometimes you have to let it, just get bought out. We have, I've settled 8 wars. I thought that one would be easier than some of the ones we settled. And by the way, we got 3 hostages back. The hostages were so sad. We're talking about dead bodies, which people call hostages, but I don't know what you'd call them. I spoke to the parents. We got Nutra, from New York and from the United States, and I spoke to his parents, and they're thrilled in one sense, but in another sense, obviously, it's not too great. But we're very happy to have done it. We got 3 bodies back today that they found, and we're looking for the remainder of the bodies.
Are you going to the Supreme Court on Wednesday?
What?
Are you going to the Supreme Court for the tariffs?
I think it's the most important decision, one of the most important decisions in the history of our country. Because without tariffs, without our being able to use tariffs freely, openly, and in every way, we would suffer tremendously from a national security standpoint. The national security of our country is at stake. It's the biggest, I think it's one of the biggest decisions in the history of the Supreme Court. Other countries use tariffs against us. If we weren't able to openly and freely use tariffs against them, I'll give you an example, China. That was going to be a disaster for the world, and I was able to settle it very quickly, very easily, because I was able to use tariffs. It's total national security. And economic health is also part of national security, by the way. But without tariffs, our country would be in great jeopardy.
So will you attend the oral arguments?
No, I don't think so, because I don't want to call a lot of attention to me. It's not about me, it's about our country. I'll be going to Miami. I'm going to make a speech in front of a large group of people in Miami and said, I wanted to go so badly. I just don't want to do anything to deflect the importance of that decision. If we don't have tariffs, we don't have national security. And the rest of the world would laugh at us because they've used tariffs against us for years and took advantage of us. And you see what's happened. We've become wealthy. Our stock market hit a record high on Friday. A record high. It's hit 48 record highs during my term. And a large part of that's because of tariffs and our good trade deals. Without that, you couldn't make a good trade deal. And you know, we were subject to being abused by a lot of other countries, including China, for years. Not anymore. Tariffs have brought us tremendous national security.
Venezuela, is there a deadline for Venezuela to act against these alleged drug gangs?
I don't ever set deadlines. I do what I do, but I don't set whether it's Venezuela or anything else. I don't set deadlines.
You said that it's not true that you've made a decision on striking inland in Venezuela, but are there actual plans for those strikes in the near future?
Well, how can I answer a question like that? Are there plans for a strike on Venezuela? Who would say that? Supposing there were, would I say that to you honestly? Yes, we have plans. We have very secret plans. Well, who would say that? You know, what kind of a question is it? Look, we'll see what happens with Venezuela. Venezuela sent us thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people from prisons, from mental institutions, drug addicts, and so did other countries. That's the bad. I mean, other countries did it too, because we were run by very stupid people, very, very stupid people. Biden was the worst president in the history of our country by far. We had open borders, and many countries, the Congo, many countries, they sent their prisoners. They sent prisoners. They sent drug dealers. They sent drug addicts. They sent anybody that they didn't want. They sent them through our country. And Venezuela was one of the worst abusers.
Saying that the way that this shutdown ends is if you directly engage in negotiating a deal on extending these ACA subsidies.
Well, all they have to do is open up the country. You know, we voted 14 times to open the country. We have voted 14 times to open the country, and they vote to keep it closed. All they have to do is vote to open the country, and we only need 5 Democrats. They have a lot of Democrats. We only need 5. But the Republicans have voted 14 times to open the country.
You directed your lawyers on SNAP. You directed your lawyers on SNAP benefits. You put out that True Social post on Friday, directing your lawyers to look into whether or not you can move around funds. What did they get back to you to find out if you can pay?
It's a much easier situation than that. If they vote to open the country, it's opened up immediately. We don't even have to think about that.
Mr. President, I wanted to ask about Prince Andrew in the UK has had his royal titles stripped away because of the Epstein scandal. I know you're close to the royal family there. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I feel very badly. I mean, it's a terrible thing that's happened to the family. That's been a tragic situation. And it's too bad. I mean, I feel badly for the family.
Are you still planning to meet with Jensen Huang? Have you spoken with him after your talk? Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, the CEO of NVIDIA?
Yeah, I've spoken to him. What about it?
So are you planning to meet with him? You said when you were...
I meet with... look, he's one of the great geniuses of our time. His chips are 10 years ahead of anybody else's. And, you know, I meet with him all the time. It's a great American company. It's now the biggest company in the world. So what would you like to know? I mean, NVIDIA is really just a brilliant company. The chips are 10 years. The new Blackwell that just came out, it's 10 years ahead of every other chip. But there's nothing to meet with other than say, congratulations. But no, we don't give that chip to other people.
Are you meeting with the Syrian president?
We don't give that chip to other people.
Are you meeting with the Syrian president at the White House? Or did you invite him? The Syrian president? The Syrian president?
He may be coming. I don't know. I mean, he's working very hard. We took sanctions off of Syria to give them a chance at survival. And I hear he's doing a very good job. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to try and watch 60 Minutes, but I may be delayed. Let's see if they treat me better than they treat other people. Although I do say this, they treated Kamala very well.
Yeah, they did.
In fact, they changed her answers. I will try, but we may land just as it starts, right? It's very split second. But thank goodness for TiVo, or something thereof, right? TiVo. We love TiVo. We love TiVo. One of my favorite, one of the greatest inventions.
TiVo.
Have a good time. Thank you.
And you know what's awesome is they paid him a lot of money for that Kamala interview, didn't they?
Yeah.
They cut that part out. Did you know that?
Yes, they did.
Imagine that. And Nora was crazy. Nora Roberts was crazy. But Shady, we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages. We're on YouTube, guys. We're on YouTube.
O'Donnell. Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
To mypillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
They came in the night with the shadow band blade, silenced the truth that the people had made. Media matters drew the target on our chest, but the MG show never failed the test. YouTube bowed low to the activist call, flagged every clip, tried to bury us all. But the receipts don't lie and the data don't bend. They admitted the crime, now the fight won't end. We rose from the ashes, the channel's alive. Every strike they threw only taught us to thrive. Turn the volume to 11, let the whole world know the MG show's back, and we're ready to go. Wrongfully censored but never defeated. Media matters, your lies got deleted. Hit that red button, ring stand tall and proud. We're the voice they can't mute, the fire they can't douse. Truth on the mic in the people's house. Wrongfully censored, now the truth's uncaged. Subscribe right now, turn the whole damn page. From the live stream wars to the common crusade, every patriot viewer kept a barricade. They called us the fringe, tried to label us fake, but the algorithm cracked under the weight. YouTube sent the letter, we got it all wrong. 3 little words took way too damn long. So load up the chat, let the memes ignite. The MG shows the spark in the dead of the night. Where the glitch in the code, the crack in the wall, every band just echoed a louder call. Drop a super chat, let the freedom bells ring. The people are the power, let the chorus sing. Wrongfully censored but never defeated. Media matters, your lies got deleted. Hit that red button, ring the bell loud. Subscribe to the MG show, stand tall and proud. With the voice they can't mute, the fire they can't douse. Truth on the mic in the people's house. Wrongfully censored, now the truth's uncaged. Subscribe right now, turn the whole damn page. No more shadow, no more chains. Every click is a bullet in the censorship game. From the heartland to the coast, we're breaking the spell. 1 million subs and we're giving them hell. Wrongfully censored, never defeated. Media matters. Subscribe right now. Wrongfully censored but never defeated. The MG shows the spark that people need. Hit that red button, let the whole world see. Truth ain't a crime and the truth ain't free.
Oh my gosh, there's a song about it. Wrote a little song about it like the head goes, Shady.
Yeah, back at hour number 2 right here on YouTube. Mikey says no cowbell. But
good.
Love to you, everybody. Thank you so much. It's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Emojis over there. Like people got like 160 people on the stream right out of the gate. That's amazing.
Yeah, I see 160 people watching. I've got 228 thumbs up on YouTube for our first show.
We don't even get that on Rumble.
Wow. Imagine that, huh?
All right, so a hard time.
I dropped the link there. Suno.com is where I've got a bunch of MG show music. If you guys want to check it out, go over there to Suno.com and you know, follow us over there, guys.
Well, we're going to be playing a bit of it because YouTube doesn't allow us to play like anything.
Right, so, right. We're going to be, you know, and some of these songs are actually pretty good, Shades.
Actually, a lot of them are really good, especially the Slay and PsyOps, and the Bloodlines one that we do on Fridays is really good too.
Yeah. DQ is asking, how do we thumb it up? So right here is youtube.com and the video. And then there's a thumb right here. We want to like it. We want to like it, guys. Like it. We like it a lot.
We only like it once.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and we lost one viewer, Shady.
That's okay.
Well, you come back. Come on back, guys.
They went to Rumble.
Yeah. Come on. Go to Rumble. Go to Rumble. Go to YouTube. Watch both.
Yeah. Watch both.
Yeah. That's what I want. Yeah. And it is 11.3. Just Hop says, what's up, two dudes doing the news?
That's all it is.
It is. That's all we do. So I wanted to real quick, Shady, because let me just go back over here because the body language ghost, Shady Groove, who did a little thing on Brennan. You think his body language was, hey, I have nothing to worry about, right? That's.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed completely calm and collected. I mean, I think he's, very. I mean, there's something to be said for confidence, but there's something else to be said for aggressive, blind confidence. Yeah. That's a little bit insane.
That's right. So you guys, Mac is here too, right? So he's here on Rumble and on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Pusan is watching on both Rumble and YouTube. Thank you, because that helps us, guys. We need to get 3,000 hours of video watch time on YouTube in order to be monetized, and then we can apply to be monetized again, because they demonetized us before the October 16th takedown of our show or our whole YouTube channel. 1,828 days, Shady.
If you take the it out of that, it's demonized.
Yeah. What?
If you take the it out of demonetize, it's demonize.
Demonize. They did demonize us. That's for sure.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Let me just go ahead and
absolutely nothing. And TikTok, because
see.
we
Here we
almost
go.
to the end of the year, and after the end of the year, ain't
voice.
nobody arrested. You guys remember
All right, come
the
on.
ability to vote? Read at the
Let me get.
Start taking
Here we go.
audience questions. Sound good? Why don't we start over here?
All right, so he's already a little bit stressed.
What's going on, Shady?
I was like, just like watching him, like the way he's sitting there, like now after seeing it earlier, like just look at his posture. Like he know, like he's
Closed.
so guilty. Like you can see that he's guilty. Just
He's like holding onto that chair like that one meme
yeah,
with the guy in the chair and like
Totally.
the speaker, the
with
match.
the TV in front of him, like
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. That's what I was laughing at.
Let's check it out.
Just about taking audience questions. And I'm going to guess that he can read the room. There are eyeballs that really don't like him. And this one's about the ass is probably giving him some stink eye, probably not intentionally, but it's definitely not friendly. So he's rubbing his face, shifting his feet. He's a little stressed.
It should be on.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Watch the hand.
First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Tom Speciale.
Right there. The flex begins. My name's Tom Speciale. Fingers flexed this direction like, oh. I'm going to assume either he knows the name, whatever it is that he's looking at. He didn't start really reacting to it in the flex part until the name came up. So I'm going to assume he doesn't know his facial.
Been a career intelligence officer for over 20
then you
years in
see
the
it
military
keeps
for
going.
over 34 years. I recently left the DNI as a senior advisor for Tulsi Gabbard on counterintelligence and
And
security.
the feet.
And in fact, I made many of the suggestions.
Now we got back
on
to the
dismantling
face. So we're getting like multiple tells. This is becoming extreme stress. Just from this guy just giving you his resume, basically. It's like, oh, he knows it's coming. Now, we can be all excited. Woohoo, he's all stressed out because he got confronted. But why? If you're not going to jail about it, and there's really no, how do we say, consequence to any of the actions that these people are doing, why are you getting stressed about it? What is the part of this stressor that is really kicking him in the butt? Let's watch. Maybe we'll figure it out.
some of the things that are being dismantled, and also made some suggestions on improvements, which I'd love to talk to you guys afterwards and get your feedback on. Because
I'm starting to honestly think this whole finger to the nose things was a signal. And then you see the lifting of the chin as he does it. Look, see me?
I'd love to talk to you.
Like a digging literally into his eyeball to stop this individual. I'm going to assume these three are not involved in whoever in the world he's signaling about what's going on. Whoever it was or whatever it was apparently did not want to acquiesce his request. I'm going to go back. I want to see this finger again. So he's got this look, direct line.
Made some suggestions on improvements, which I'd love to talk to you guys afterwards and get your feedback on.
Did it again. Yeah, it's just stress. Stress, and I swear, I want to say it's a signal, but it's not guaranteed. There's only the one tell of I can't stop digging in my eyeball, but it's a pretty good tell.
Because hopefully it's going to be going to some important desks very
And then again.
shortly. I want to agree completely, Director, with your assessment on Iran being on their heels. We've got to keep them on their heels until they reform. We've got to do that. I disagree on the deep state, only because Trump says it's the deep state. But as we all know, it's really just the entrenched bureaucrats that run the country. I'll get to my question, I will. But I want to establish sort of my bona fides on this question before I ask it, because I really hesitated to put you guys on the spot on this in public. But if you're not going to be at the after hours, I got to take my chance now. I was at the DNI when
He's made all of them stress. You see these hands there? What are you doing, young lady?
The first
Yeah, there.
ICA was released.
Oh, good Lord. They may be going after Brennan, but his head is just the one that is up above the rest of them at the moment. This is kind of like one of those things to metaphorically say that as soon as they lop off his head, someone else's head is going to be sticking up. And then you're going to realize the entire room is filled with these people. But again, nobody's going to jail. So what are we scared about?
Regarding cyber influence on the 2016 election. I was there. I was working in the NIM. I read it. I also...
Two of them. The lady and the gray man look like they stamping their feet ready to run.
Was involved in setting up the principals committee meeting that took place in December that resulted in President Obama directing a more fulsome, because I understand the difference between a cyber ICA and a total whole of government ICA intelligence collection on Russian involvement or influence in the election. And I noticed immediately in the ICA, the second ICA, because I had access to the classified ICA, that there were statements in that ICA that were not supported with the sourcing that was associated to the ICA, specifically that that Putin had directed the action and that Putin had, that the Russians were actively trying to support President Trump instead of just sow chaos.
Your question.
My question. There was an email that went around.
All right, so this gentleman here, yeah, whoever's made the comment, we need to stop calling them gentlemen. Yeah, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen is a very forgiving term of what these people truly are. But anyways, the fact that he's just trying to shut him down. I mean, we're not talking like he's going, I just want to know what your favorite color is. These are serious questions. A true patriot of just humanity, not even allied to any particular country or religion, just a patriot of humanity would sit there and go, oh, okay, wow, this is some heavy stuff. Yeah, ask that question, because morally this is bad. But no, they're all complicit in working together to stop this. Are you seeing how that works? Yay, he got confronted. But all his little friends are actively in the role of shutting it down. None of these people are your friends. It's a den of vipers.
From General Clapper to yourself and Hayden. I'm sorry, not Hayden.
So he adjusts himself really big in that chair right there. And you see him kind of go side to side and go up with his head. It's pretty much a defiance. He's not afraid. He's irritated that it's being out there and pushed on. I'm waiting for the moment when he goes off.
That's right. Yourself and Comey, etc., that basically said we all got to get on board with this, otherwise it isn't going to work, basically. And I think that email puts everybody in the crosshairs.
I sit there and saw that, and I was like, what was that? I go back, and Mr. Gray here gives a dead eye to Brennan. It's like he gives him the dead eye, and then he becomes indignant of what the email has said. It's like, dude, you're part of the room defending these people, and you're surprised about what's in the email? You see the mouth go closed tight, and then he tries to visibly put himself away from Brennan.
I would like to hear what your justification was for supporting the dossier that was known to be false being used as source material in the second ICA.
I don't know who put you up to this.
Nobody put me up to this, sir. I'm here on my own.
What role you played or who you are, but it's a bunch of bullshit.
I'm starting to wonder that this particular snake, Brennan, lies to these snakes. Because now they're all looking at him and they're getting uncomfortable as it's like a two-way. They're uncomfortable with the guy asking the tough questions. And then they're also uncomfortable with, oh my gosh, what did he do? I mean, we all agreed that we couldn't let ABC happen, but nobody said we were doing Z. This is the equivalent of going to rob somebody and your little gang goes into the house and one of your victims dies and you're surprised. Well, what did you think what was going to happen if you did armed robbery? I guess they really weren't for the thug life. Who put you up to this? So going back to the earlier thing of, well, what are they really afraid of? Because ain't none of them going to jail. None of them are losing their livelihood. I ain't seen nobody give up their, third, fourth, fifth homes, vacation properties, and everything else underneath the moon. So what are they afraid of? And it looks like that is what just came out of what they're afraid of. The little vipers, most of them knew about ABC, but apparently none of them knew about Z. And that's what they're upset about. They're not afraid of you. They're not afraid of Kash Patel. What they're afraid of is their other room of vipers finding out that they did more than what they said they were going to do. And then we get to sit there and find out how far these vipers are willing to go.
That you just passed on.
The emails are clear, sir.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear.
Bullshit.
The emails are clear. The second question.
No, I think we're going to go.
So the other guy is sitting there going, next. He's decided he's done. Even though he was like, oh, you went to Z? Oh, what the heck? But again, he's willing to go the distance. He's going for protection of Brennan. Next. Is there any sheep that want to ask a question? He wants to know what kind of ice cream you have.
Next. You can talk about it. Talk about it in the
Now he's relaxed in his chair. He's sat back. He's throwing his hand at him because the other vipers in the room, they haven't abandoned me, even though I didn't tell them about Z. It's okay. All good. All right, let's go on. We don't really need to see too much of the meltdown. Here we have another example of the den of vipers. And one of them is asking him, why did you do Z? I thought we all agreed on ABC. Why did you do Z?
Why didn't you memo on the 105 Why Z? Because and you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation. We said it was Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence.
And that's how he reacts. You do know that in the animal kingdom, usually the strongest and most confident snake is the boss, right? No matter how dumb they are or how wrong, they're the boss. And with his little finger in that other viper's chest, and they're both, how do you say, cockfighting for height. How much further could the other guy raise his chin up to try and stand over him? Oh, not enough, sweetie. Your poison sacks are empty.
No, you don't know that.
Actually, literally pushed him back. The finger pushed, and the other dude, who's not really pushing, just went with it, pushed back. Yeah. So at this moment, we can sit there and say, in this den of vipers, nobody's real happy about the ABCs that turned into Z. So now Brennan is having to go, so what if we did Z? Because that's basically what's being translated here. You dropped the loaded gun. It's your fault. I wouldn't have killed him if you'd have just done your part of it. You're the one that dropped the ball on B. And that's literally how it's playing out. Right before your merry eyes. Apparently it's making everyone uncomfortable. Oh, I wonder if they're going to fight. He promised me love earlier.
You don't know. Naomi knew.
The literature said it had all the hallmarks.
Purple shirt guy actually avoids direct eye contact with him. I submit. I'm a pussy.
The literature said it had all the hallmarks.
Then Baldy back here. Not this Baldy, but this one. And those of you who sit there and go, oh, we got to love these whistleblowers. Whatever, I guess. These whistleblowers sat in there and never told anybody anything until it became a power play or financial gain or lucrative for them. And one of these days you'll figure that out. Right now, I guess I'll be the only one saying that.
Wow. So, wow.
It's again, we've understood that they're guilty. We know that they're
for
guilty.
years. Why do you think they got us off YouTube?
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. That's the reason we knew that they were guilty, because they tried to take down people that were explaining to you why they were guilty, and that's okay. Whatever it is, because they upended everything that we were trying to do. They upended everything that Donald Trump was trying to do. America got a real good hard dose of the hard left communist agenda. And whenever they started seeing millions and millions of people roll across the border in the first couple months of the Biden administration, you were realizing that, you have made an egregious error.
I'd like to thank Hoya, Land of Hoy, for a $17 Rumble rant over there. Congratulations to your return on BoobTube. They don't deserve you guys, but we can't choose the battlefield. That is true. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah, we were warned, not to leave the battlefield, okay? And I didn't. Well,
we did not.
Willingly.
We were removed.
We were removed.
But even though they removed us, we created a Telegram channel. We brought all of you guys together. We stood up. We stood in the gap during the whole thing that happened and navigated the whole time that Joe Biden was the president. And, whenever it started, we were like, exactly, what are we going to talk about now that Joe Biden is leading the country? Then it turned out to be, oh, my God, look at what they're willing to do to destroy it. That's pretty impressive. Like, what you're willing to show people is your intent for the future of the country is absolute destruction. I don't think we could have got a better lesson.
Yeah, I know. I don't have the ivermectin one, Yeti, but I've got one, and we're going to do the one about detox, okay? Yeah. I don't see it. Oh, I see it. Okay. Did you know that 75% of the Nobel Peace Prize winning ivermectin that helped save millions during the pandemic is primarily made in Asia, but not the wellness companies introducing American-made ivermectin, safe, trusted, and produced right here in the USA for more than 30 years. Ivermectin is shown to be a proven ability to eliminate parasites, and new research also points to potential benefits for skin, immune, and cancer support. Most pharmacies charge $5 a tablet, but the wellness company is offering a higher 18 milligram dose for just $3.33 each. You'll get 6 months supply designed for 4 21-day cycles, all at an unbeatable price. Get your US-made ivermectin today by scanning the QR code or head over to TWC Health/Rumble and use code Rumble to save $30 off plus free shipping. Thank you, Yeti.
Thank you so much.
All right. So we love you guys for that. You know, I wanted, this is weird, Shady. So we're 1,828 days off of YouTube. Do you know what Q Post 1828 is, thanks to Red Pill Pusher?
No, what is it?
Look.
Oh, wow, the SPYOP post. No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's weird.
Wow. So the SPYOP post, okay?
Holy
everybody's like,
crap.
oh, this is so cryptic. Donnie O'Sullivan, right? No, it's not. This is White House.
So cryptic.
Valerie Jarrett. You know, we got all the names here, okay? HRC, DNC, John Brennan, you know, James is DNI James Clapper, right? Loretta Lynch, you know, we know all of these people. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, you know, all these names. We know them. No, this is how the SPYOP happened, guys. And you know, it's interesting, Shady. Going over to the YouTube channel, I did upload that yesterday on our channel.
I saw that.
And you know what? Let's just play it so people know what we're actually doing, you know, lately. Shady. This was actually filmed on 12/5/2024. 2024. Check it out.
Who believe in QAnon conspiracies are excited about Kash Patel and what Patel has had to say about QAnon in the past. New reporting tonight in the president-elect's pick to lead the FBI. CNN has learned that Kash Patel is expected to meet with senators on Capitol Hill next week. Patel is seen as a controversial choice for the position. He lacks managerial experience in law enforcement, has spoken of retaliation against anyone really seen as opposed to Trump, and has called the very organization he hopes to lead a, quote, threat to the people. But a source tells CNN that the president-elect's team is eager to get Patel in front of key senators. Despite the challenging road he may face to get confirmed, one movement in particular has been celebrating his nomination, QAnon. CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan has the story.
Booga booga!
We are here in beautiful sunny Florida, right by Mar-a-Lago. We're on our way to meet a QAnon influencer.
What you know you can't explain.
For years, Jeffrey Peterson, a former IT guy, has been running the Matrix Groove Show.
Welcome back to the MG Show, where the truth is learned, it's never told.
It's a show devoted to all things QAnon.
If you think QAnon is bad, you're believing the mainstream news.
Deciphering the cryptic codes from Q and trying to figure out the deep state and the cabal and everything else.
This is Q Post 1828. This is the SPYOP.
And the reason we're here is because he has had as a guest on his show Kash Patel, who might become the next FBI director.
Kash is on the show today. Let's bring him in right now.
You guys are the best. I love being on your program.
Patel has dipped his toe into this QAnon world a bit over the years, has flirted with it.
On Truth Social, there's a Q account. Whether or not it's the real Q, I'm not going to get into.
Are you a QAnon?
So like everything else, you have to have fun with it. The Q thing is a movement. A lot of people attach themselves to it. I disagree with a lot of what that movement says, but I agree with what a lot of that movement says.
Right. So let me explain that. I don't agree with a lot of what the movement says because we had a lot of fake decodes out there. Our movement was infiltrated by people with a Q in their name or a 17 and making these ridiculous decodes.
Including things like devolution that were directly related to Mr. Patel, because the John Harold used his name. He used Patel Patriot. People thought that Kash Patel was Patel Patriot when he started putting out all this garbage devolution stuff. and it affected Cash's life, because whenever he brought himself for the first time, he'd never been on social media, to Truth Social, what he was inundated with all these people acting like he was the one that had written this nonsensical fiction novel called Devolution.
G Brothers, times of amazement. God bless, guys. Thank you. $17 Rumble rant over there on Rumble. Here, let's continue. Wow, guys.
The QAnon movement has long been associated with radicalization and hate.
You know, a lot of people in the F network didn't like it for whatever reason, but I got the SPYOP post on CNN, guys. This is incredible. That's why I'm playing it. Check it out.
And that is actually even a little bit of a side thing compared to the main thing that you were doing here, which was the CNN, when all these people were trying to, what they wanted to do was to connect Kash to Q so that they could smear him and prevent Trump from picking him, or maybe whatever. And so you were there to say, no, Kash is not Q, not connected to Q, and this is why he isn't.
They didn't like that.
That's why they were mad at you.
QAnon iconography was seen throughout the January 6th mob.
Is that Tony O'Sullivan?
Q has posted how many times?
4,967 times.
Q posted about Kash Patel.
Yes, twice.
And said,
Kash Patel, a name to remember.
Q has been so right on so many things. I'll get off that subject.
No, he has, and I agree with you. He has. He has, and you got to harness that following that Q has garnered, and just sort of tweak it a little bit. That's all I'm saying. He should get credit for all the things he has accomplished, because it's hard to establish a movement.
Who is Q?
I don't know. Q says it's 10 people, 3 non-military, less than 10. We don't know. I see people trying to say that Kash is Q. You can't prove that. I can't prove that.
For a lot of people, Kash Patel engaging in the world of Q and QAnon at all, they'll say, well, that's disqualifying.
But what you're going to find out is that we have a mandate in America, and we want the FBI cleaned. 99% of the FBI is good. But there's a 1%.
And that's actually a post by Q.
That is not good.
The anonymous Q persona hasn't posted in a few years, but the world of QAnon is still very real for people like Jeffrey.
News unlocks what the Q posts are. Like, for example, Kash Patel, a name to remember. Kash Patel has just been nominated as the FBI director, right? That's a Q proof, what we call.
Couldn't I just say, well, Q has posted 5,000 times. He just posted a name.
Yeah, you can absolutely say that. And, but what about all the other names?
In our interview, Jeffrey made it very clear that he condemns violence. He's not a fan of the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, or other groups that conspired to cause violence on January 6th.
I always say, we're not going to make fun of liberals, because we're going to be here for them when they wake up.
But there is a lot of portrayal of Democrats, of people on the left, of being evil.
Yeah.
Do you think they're evil?
Not all of them, no. Do you? I think there are some. Yes. Like Hillary Clinton, maybe? I don't know.
As for Kash Patel, Jeffrey and other QAnon influencers welcome him as the country's top law enforcement officer.
I think the American people will be happy that Kash Patel is going to straighten out what they've done to President Donald J. Trump and the FBI. And I think America should be happy as well.
Tony O'Sullivan joins us now. Tony, has Patel addressed anything about Q?
Well, what you heard there is why people in the QAnon movement love him, because he's kind of winked at it. He hasn't said he's a QAnon follower, but speaks of his respect.
He said there's some things he doesn't like. Some things.
Exactly, yeah. Look, a spokesperson for the Trump transition team today dismissed kind of any links between Patel and QAnon, and actually said that our story was a pathetic attempt at guilt by association here. But I guess
did they say pathetic with an Irish accent?
It's a tough one. Those THs kill me. What we are saying, you've thrown me now, Anders. What is kind of taking a step back from this, I guess, is shocking, is that, somebody who is potentially going to run the FBI is engaging with this world of people who really believe that there is this kind of satanic pedophile cabal at the heart of these so-called deep states. So that's really the kind of world we're living in right now. I should say that a lot of the time that Patel went on these shows, it was to promote something, it was to sell something.
Tony Sullivan, as always, thank you. Appreciate it. Just a reminder, be sure to tune in at 11 o'clock for a special edition of
Pathetic, Shady.
Oh, so pathetic.
So if you guys want that video, it is on YouTube. And it's where SPYOP Q post on CNN, When Matrix Meets Reality, guys. I'm going to post that right there for you on Rumble. Please go ahead and check that out if you'd like. Boy, I got a lot of crap for actually, going on CNN, but, they've been following me for a long time, and I think I did a good job representing the Q movement, not the fake infiltrated Q movement, which is the one that didn't like what I said. We got the SPYOP post, and the SPYOP post is 1828, which is the number of days that we were off YouTube. How crazy.
That is absolutely insane. I mean,
coincidence.
I'm completely wow with that, because number one, it was on Halloween too. That day landed on, which and they didn't say anything whenever the right hand man henchman Ivan Ranklin went on CNN and talked for an hour about literally
being a weirdo,
literally talking to Donnie O'Sullivan about how he was going to be going to all these federal buildings and arresting people in his deep state marauding target list or whatever it is that he was doing over there. Not a breath of anything about how bad that was. Guys, there is an intense effort to smear you. If you are actually MAGA, if you are actually pro Donald Trump, there is an intense effort by people on the right to paint a picture that he's not doing things right, that he's picked the wrong people, that the people around him are somehow undermining him. This whole thing is going on right now around the case involving Charlie Kirk. And what I feel like is happening is they're trying to insert enough reasonable doubt into society so that they can get this guy, so that they can at least get this guy a reduced sentence.
Yeah.
At minimum. Or corrupting the case so that the case doesn't work. Whatever it is that their intentions are, it's absolutely insane, because I'm not seeing it, man. And, I'm catching a little bit of a flack from people acting like, oh, you're buying the narrative. It's not a narrative unless I can prove it untrue. Okay, it doesn't become a narrative. What's being told to me by the officials around the FBI and the Charlie Kirk, what's being told to me only becomes a narrative if I can prove it untrue. And I can't come up with any of my own independent research after looking at all this nonsense that says change your mind. I can't see anything that says that this is not what happened. I don't know who was puppeting the guy that did the deed. I have no idea who was puppeting him. I think that it will come out if it does come out. But the reality of the situation is I'm not seeing a narrative being pushed. I'm seeing transparency within our bureaucracy.
Yeah. Real quick, too. So President Trump was also on CBS 60 Minutes. The entire interview was 77 minutes, okay? But they got the whole interview condensed down into 27 minutes. They didn't talk about how what was $168 million he got from CBS?
Yeah.
They didn't talk about any of that. But, I think we should
talk about that stuff, dude.
Yeah. It's amazing, guys. So let's go ahead, POTUS, in regards to shutting down the government. Let's go ahead and go through some of these clips on 60 Minutes. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's go through them. Check them out.
We are now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault.
Under your presidency, we're talking about more than 1 million federal workers who are not getting a paycheck, including our air traffic controllers. You see there's traffic snarls out at the airports now. Sure. This weekend, food aid for more than 42 million Americans is set to expire. What are you doing as president to end the shutdown?
All we're doing is we keep voting. The Republicans are voting almost unanimously to end it, and the Democrats keep voting against ending it. They've never had this. This has happened 18 times before. The Democrats always voted for an extension, always saying, give us an extension, we'll work it out. They've lost their way. They've become crazed lunatics. And all they have to do, Nora, is say, let's vote.
We are now approaching,
and then Nora gives him a bunch of sass. And, you'll look at the way that Nora, what's her name, Shady?
Nora O'Donnell.
Okay. I grew up with the, okay. But she's actually acting like she is taking the adversarial role against America, guys. Okay. She is un-American. We need a press just like on the right side. You know, you can have a left side press as long as we have a right side press, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, see, so this is the point in all of this that they won't, that she skips over. The Democrats have never done this over a CR ever in the history of shutting down government. Okay, this is a clean CR that has already been approved. The big, beautiful bill has already been voted on and already been approved. They've already voted for this one time, is effectively what I'm trying to say. Whenever they passed this legislation, we had enough Democrats voting for it earlier in the year to pass this legislation. So it's no different. Nothing changed. What they're trying to do is they're trying to change it, and Republicans are saying, no, we're not going to change one letter in this bill. Sorry.
And let's listen to Barack Hussein Obama. I'm actually going to have to agree with him, Shady. Check it out.
No Congress before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten an economic shutdown, to suggest America not pay its bills, just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. We're not going to submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time. Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I agree with that. Holy crap. Look at us. See, we're all getting along. We're all on the same page. We got the same messaging. Oh, wait, it's a different era. Oh,
so good, isn't it?
Different political agenda now, don't they?
Wow, amazing. And let's go to this one, Shady. Check it out.
Obamacare is terrible. It's bad health care at far too high a price. We should fix that. We should fix it. And we can fix it with the Democrats. All they have to do is let the country open and we'll fix it. They have to let the country open, and I'll sit down with the Democrats and we'll fix it. But they have to let the country. And you know what they have to do? All they have to do is raise 5 hands. We don't need all of them. Obama.
We don't need all of them. We don't need all of them.
And don't you think, aren't you like pretty stunned that after all of this, like, you know, that there's not somewhere in America a group of 5 people where their constituents are putting enough pressure on them to just to just give way. So there's something really extra going on here. Either all of these Democrats, other than those 3, are completely in a cabal, like literally, like they are not ever going to vote outside of it, or they actually think this.
Yeah,
they actually. I mean, there's a possibility that they actually think that this is serving them. It's not. Amongst the Main Street America, I live out here in Oregon. I've been listening to people a couple of different times out talking about this. People aren't big fans of Donald Trump, but they sure as hell aren't liking this.
Yeah, that's right. Real quick, I'd like to make a statement here. We got 232 likes on Rumble with 749 viewers or so. And we've got 295 likes on YouTube with 203 viewers.
I told you YouTube was going to beat Rumble.
Wow, you did. I was
For
like,
some
no.
reason, the Rumble people just don't like the video. I don't know why they don't like the video.
That is weird. All right, here we go.
We would get on the leaderboard every day if everybody that watched would just like the video.
I know. All right, here, more with President Trump.
We can make it much less expensive for people and give them much better health care.
But where is that
and I'd
plan?
be willing to work with the Democrats.
But where is that plan? Oh my God!
But you're focusing on this, and it's good to focus on this because it's advocacy. What she's doing is advocacy. If you're the media, you're not supposed to be advocating for a position. You're supposed to be asking questions that anybody would ask. Nobody is standing up there saying that they want Obamacare to continue. I promise you, nobody that's not a politician wants it. It's terrible. They've literally destroyed. We had a healthcare system that functioned and laws in place that forced them to treat you no matter what. Before we erased all of that and said the only way that they have to treat you is if you have insurance. That's how we screwed up the medical system.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Where's the plan?
Oh my God.
Where's the plan, Shady?
She is such a narcissist.
And give them much better health care.
But where is
and
that
I'd
plan?
be willing to
But
work
where's
with
that
the Democrats on it. The problem is they want to give money to prisoners, to drug dealers, to all these millions of people that were allowed to come in with an open border from Biden, and nobody can do that. One Republican would ever do that. We can make it much less expensive for people and give.
Where's the plan, Shady? Wow.
We're still looking for it.
So what happens if the economic plan, if the Supreme Court, which is, I think, tomorrow, Shady Groove, the Supreme Court hears about the Trump tariffs? And let's go ahead and let's go over to True Social and make sure we understand what President Trump is saying. Because everybody knows better than President Trump. Have we not noticed that, guys? Everybody knows better than President Donald J. Trump. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, and also just to let you guys know, we were up against the hard break at the beginning of the end of the hour, but it's Wednesday. This hearing is going to be on Wednesday, and we're going to be paying extra close attention to the. I'm going to be paying extra of how these Supreme Court judges view tariffs. Man, I mean, if these guys are triggered and if they've been paying attention to the regular news and don't understand the specifics of how tariffs are used to like make our country better, then this could be. I mean, they could implement a problem. Rand Paul is a complete lunatic. The guy is a lunatic.
Yeah. I mean, and Ron Paul.
Ron Paul's backing him up. Yes. I mean, and Thomas Massey. All three of those guys are in the same boat on this. They don't want you blowing up cartel drug boats, and they don't want the president of the United States able to negotiate tariffs with foreign countries because their Chinese investments will suffer dramatically.
Wow. It's so crazy, man. I'm trying to find, he put all these endorsements on, and we should probably go over all of them. If you don't know, go to truesocial.com, find Trump. If you're in any of these states that have votes tomorrow, make sure you're supporting Trump's candidate, not anybody else's.
And maybe we'll set up tomorrow morning a show to go through some of them for people if you think we should just kind of. Yeah. The people that he endorses aren't necessarily the people that other people on the, quote, right endorse.
That's right. All right, here we go. So next week's case, this week's case now, on tariffs is one of the most important in the history of the country. If a president is not allowed to use tariffs, we will be at a major disadvantage against all other countries throughout the world, especially the majors. In a true sense, we would be defenseless. Tariffs have brought us great wealth and national security in the 9 months that I've had the honor to serve as president. The stock market is at an all-time high many times during my short time in office with virtually no inflation and national security that is second to none. Our recent successful negotiation with China and many others put us in a strong position only because we had tariffs in which to navigate fair and substantial deals. If a president was not able to quickly and nimbly use the power of tariffs, we would be defenseless, leading perhaps even to the ruination of our nation. The only people fighting us are foreign countries for who years have taken advantage of us. Those who hate our country and the Democrats because our numbers are insurmountably good. I will not be going to the court on Wednesday. You're right, Shady. Wednesday. In that, I do not want to distract from the importance of this decision. It will be, in my opinion, one of the most important and consequential decisions ever made by the United States Supreme Court. If we win, we will be the richest, most secure country anywhere in the world by far. If we lose, our country could be reduced into almost third world status. Pray to God that does not happen.
It's a big deal, guys. Like that, what Jeff just read to you is not like what he's saying there. It's not like conflate, like what you see Democrats do, where sky is falling, chicken little every single time. This is real. This is real world stuff. This would be going against the Constitution if the Supreme Court rules against him on this, because it is precedent set in law. It goes all the way back to before the Federal Reserve. That's why this is such a dicey, tense moment, because what you understand is the control of the American system is being controlled by a certain amount of few. And those few people have puppet strings, and all of these senators and all of these politicians and all these judges, they all agree with the democracy, not a republic. A tariff is built out of the theory of a republic. And how do you defend yourself? The best way to defend yourself is to make everything that you consume so you're not depending on any other country. Therefore, you penalize a country that wants to import something because you would prefer that someone in America make it. But if everybody in America is too dumb, lazy, or stupid to make it, then we will import it and charge a tariff on it. And also, utilize the tariff to stop people. Let's say if a country X wants to bomb country Y, then what you do is if you don't want this to happen, you put a tariff on country X to stop them from being able to make a profit off of goods that they're selling to you, to try to sanction them and to slow down their role over. This is the way you should be organizing geopolitics. And what he's trying to say is every other country is using this as a cudgel or a weapon against America. So it doesn't matter what the name of the country is, they all use tariffs against America, and America charges less than everybody else, and they all say it's, quote, free trade. It isn't free trade if they're implementing tariffs. It's free trade if they don't charge a tariff and we don't charge a tariff.
Or if we charge 10% and they charge 10% on particular items because we make it here. You see?
Correct. Yes. Right. Perfect point.
And a lot of people do not understand economics, okay? They're just using their emotions, which have zero IQ, on President Trump. Your President Trump just did a 72-hour move that flipped the global supply chain. And I want to explain it to you. I found a great video, Shady, that explains it. Let's watch it.
Okay.
Trump didn't just make a deal. He flipped the global supply chain. For decades, China dominated 80% of the world's rare earth processing, the elements that power the modern world. From fighter jets and electric cars to smartphones and AI servers, every system depended on materials refined in Beijing's orbit. Then, in the span of 72 hours, that control began to shift. October 24th, Malaysia signs a mineral pact. October 25th, Thailand joins with a processing deal. October 26th, the framework is revealed. China blinks. Behind the headlines of tariffs and trade wars was a strategy years in motion: to move rare earth production away from China and into the hands of U.S. allies like Malaysia, Australia, and Cambodia. Each agreement redrew the map of global technology, one deal at a time. What the world saw as chaos, unpredictable tweets, sudden tariffs, and economic shocks, was in fact a long game to secure America's technological independence. Every move tightened control of the resources that define power in the 21st century. That's not chaos. That's strategy. The world saw tariffs. He saw tactics. That's how power sticks.
Exactly.
That's how it works, guys. You know, meanwhile, the mainstream media is like, oh, you're going to lift the tariffs on China now. We need that as a negotiation. Quit using your emotions of all the Trump hate, the Trump derangement syndrome that the media has foisted on your brain. Shady, I was out to dinner Friday or Thursday, I can't remember. And I was sitting there, and this couple, a younger couple, maybe in their late 20s, early 30s, overheard me talking to this guy next to me, saying that Trump and I know, FBI director Kash Patel was on the show and and I turned to her and I said, what do you think about Trump? And she's like, I don't like him. And I said, well, do you understand economics? Because if you understood economics, if you have children, you're going to want President Trump as your president, because Biden didn't go over and do all these deals with anybody. Biden didn't bring, $20 trillion worth of investment into your country that is going to make your country great for your children, their children, and their children's children. And when she left, Shady, there's a window out front, and she looked over and she's like, hi. And then she flipped me off, Shady Groove. People have no idea what they're talking about. I don't need some sniveling little child telling me how to think or believe, because you're stupid, you little kid, and I'm tired of it, Shady.
Yeah, well, that's okay, because the conversation is going to have to happen. Like they do that because they have no argument, dude. Listen, it would happen to you too whenever you were a child. Whenever you were a kid, someone would challenge you on something, and then you would be standing there and you would have nothing to say for yourself. You were completely guilty, or you didn't have any excuse, or you were caught red-handed. That's the emotion that happens whenever you explain something to these people. They have that reaction to you, like they're not prepared for the moment where someone makes an argument that they don't know how to argue with, because it's all one-sided. You see, whenever we were growing up, we saw stuff like Crossfire on TV, and like people would literally banter back and forth political positions, and how the compromise would work. You're not seeing those examples anymore. Like Fox News is only in like 25 million houses or something, and CNN is in like 100 million, even though nobody watches it.
Yeah. It's really amazing, man. It really is. And, it's amazing, to see the younger generation totally like they think that, these ICE protests, let's just talk about the ICE protests. Okay. You have every right to protest, and you can do that. I think most of MAGA supports the peaceful protests, but for the peaceful protesters not identifying the ones that are, causing the BS, okay, the black bloc, the people dressed like Antifa, whoever you want to call them, for you not calling them out of your movement, that is a shame, okay? We have people in our movement, like on January 6th, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, possibly a 3-star general and a 4-star general that are brothers, possibly behind January 6th. And if you're new to this on YouTube, we'll explain that later, but it's not the time now. But, people don't realize that we have, bad actors within our movement too. And you have bad actors. If we all come together and say, hey, but don't these people realize that the police are actually protecting them from possible murderers and child pedophiles in those vehicles? Okay. They're not kidnapping people, guys. There is due process. You guys that are liberal filming this ICE protest stuff are filming lawyers coming out. That's due process. Okay. You go, oh, that's a lawyer for one of the people. They even showed some people coming out. That means that they proved that they live here legally and they're fine and they can leave. Okay. It's a process. And Joe Biden, you're talking about children. Joe Biden, there's 370,000 children missing from Joe Biden's illegal immigration, illegal aliens let into our country. We have to have a talk about it. And if you can't talk about it, then we're not going to fix it, Shady.
No, that's exactly right. And that's very well said. I think that maybe a little bit that I could add to that is currently the entanglement. Okay. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing the entanglement created by bringing that many people here in that short amount of time. So what's happening is these people, they are getting involved. In other words, there's a number of people that are getting swept up in the moment whenever ICE is trying to figure out who the heck everybody is. Number one, because there's people that are associated. There's the folks are working for people. And so then people just try to defend them. And then whenever you're trying to defend them, you have to be detained. And then they're acting like because you're detained, that you're an American being detained. But in all reality, they're trying to stop you from stopping their forward progress, which is law and order. We have to be able to talk all the way through this. And, they're trying to like initiate all these different things, Jeff, but the reasons that they're saying for the things that they're doing aren't the real reasons. You have to look past what they say to see what the intent is, to understand what the outcome is. The outcome is 90% of the time their intent. And going back to what you were saying about the media and their intent is to protect their bottom line. These people get paid a lot of money to sit in those media chairs wherever they are all across the American mediaverse. They get paid a lot of money. They've been getting paid a lot of money for decades, and they've taken all that money and they made big investments in China. And what tariffs are going to do, are they're going to whittle away at their Chinese investments, and they're going to make them wish that they had invested in America.
That's right. Wow, Shady, this is our first 2-hour show on Rumble and YouTube.
Can't believe we did it. Wow. We're back.
Wow, guys.
Thank you guys so much for the support. I've seen a number of the comments here in the chat on YouTube. Thank you. A lot of the people are seeing us for the first time. I didn't know that we were over on Rumble. That is great. Our broadcast has continued. We are fresh, we are sharp, and we are going to be bringing you a lot of angles and analytics about what's going on with Donald Trump that a lot of other people, i.e. in media on high, are trying to distract you from.
And, we're going to want you to expand your thinking, okay, and realize that people that you think are good in our movement may not be, okay? And, we just try to look at the psychological operations. We understand how they work, and we're going to try to dissemble. We're PsyOp slayers, Shady Groove. Isn't that what psychological operation slayers?
Slaying PsyOps is our modus operandi.
Ooh, should I play that one?
I do think you should.
All right.
You won't play the outro for sure.
No. Yeah. I'm not gonna play that one. Oh, we got Wait, sorry. Let me, because I got Yeti in my ear. I got Shady over there.
I said everything I said out public.
All right, here we go.
Background.
All right, Yeti's in the background. He's not public. We should get our producer here. Watch out for supplement scams, guys. Most methylene blue being sold online is a same grade used in fish tanks. You can trust the wellness company Recharge and a doctor-formulated nutraceutical combining powdered methylene blue combined with NAD+ and PQQ. Recharge is an upgrade. Am I on? Okay. Recharge is a USP upgrade ensuring top-tier purity for maximum safety and effectiveness. This is not a sketchy stuff that you will find on Amazon. Tap into cognitive and metabolic support that helps you stay energized, focused, and resilient all day long. Scan this QR code and or head to TWC Health/Rumble and use code Rumble to get 10% off every order. Guys, thank you very much. You made I'm trying to find the right one. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you for joining us.
Here we go.
MG Show!
Thank you, Landa Hoy.
In a world of shadows where the lies take hold, in the matrix a shady groove, sharp and true. With the MG Show they cut through the haze. Truth is their weapon in this golden age. No silver platter, no tales pre-sold.
Hit that like button, guys.
It's never told. Digging deep where the secrets hide, they bring the light to the other side. Slaying psyops, tearing down the screen. In the matrix, shady groove, the truth machine. MG Show where the real unfolds. Dark to light, the truth is told. Oh, they're slaying psyops one by one, fighting battles till the war is won. From the airways to the digital fight, Shannon and Jeffrey shine the spotlight. Constitution's their weapon, their guiding star, exposing the games no matter how far. Every thread they pull, a story unwinds, decoding the chaos, connecting the lines. No puppet strings, no fear to face. They're waking the world at a relentless pace. P equals pacer, a name in the mist, a shadow empire on their truth hit list. Roots run deep through wealth and lore. They peel it back, revealing more. Behind the curtain, the strings get traced. A dynasty's power now face to face. With every clue, the veil's undone. The MG Show fights till the lights won. Foreign and domestic billionaires pull the strings. Foundations built on the power they bring. Arabella advisors, a mask and play, steering the narrative night and day. All have reasons, their motives gleam. A global web in a billionaire scheme. The truth cuts through, their grip unwinds, exposing the hands that control the mind. Slaying psyops, tearing down the screen. In the matrix, shady groove, the truth machine. MG Show where the real unfolds. Dark to light, the truth is told. Oh, they're slaying psyops one by one, fighting battles till the war is won. Through the noise and the smoke they stride, independent hearts with nothing to hide. Future proves past, the clues align, a tidal wave of truth by design. Psyops tremble when the shovel digs deep. No lies too big for the oath they keep. With every show, the chains erode. The truth is learned, it's never told. Play inside, tearing down the screen. In the matrix, shady groove, the truth machine. MG Show where the real unfolds. Dark to light, the truth is told. Oh, they're slaying psyops one by one, fighting battles till the war is won. So raise your voice, let the anthem ring. For in the matrix and shady grooves, truth they bring. MG Show stands unbowed, untrolled. The truth is learned, it's never told. Slaying psyops, the fire's stoked in a world asleep. This is the great awakening. Come on, y'all, sing it.
This is the Great Awakening.
This is the Great Awakening. This is the Great Awakening. Let's go, so tune into the MG Show.
Yeah. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Ring that bell. God bless you all. www.mg.show. Boom.